Well, how you doing? This is I'm a little hoarse actually. Now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't be doing this live trading video. So I figured I'd just throw the video on here. I've got plenty of other stuff to do, but I've been testing a new platform. I don't know why I woke up hoarse today. I've been testing a new platform. So this video, I'll be live trading just Bitcoin, USD, futures, perpetual contract, and this might be great. This might not be that great because I've been testing this new platform called, and why do I not remember the name? Give me 1 second. Oh, it's Quant Tower. Quant Tower. I don't know. Let me look it up online and then show you. That way you kind of know. I kind of like the platform. So I'll be, so I kind of like it. There's also, I haven't tested it for other things yet, and I don't have a license yet. I probably will buy it just because I kind of like it initially. So this is the platform, Quant Tower. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. Who knows? It's actually pretty good. You know, I've got the recording over here to the left, to the right. It's not showing everything just because if I show my full 34-inch monitor here, it doesn't really display. So what I also do have up as well is I just got picked up on a position here on a short, not the best entry. We'll see. You know, Bitcoin's trying to figure out what it wants to do here. Let's actually move this in here. It's trying to figure out, doesn't want to close above this level here. I'm obviously fading that move. So we're kind of at an inflection point. It's 9:46 in the morning. We are up some there, 0.47. I'm just doing small positions here, 0.051 maybe, but I'm entering, you know, kind of at 0.5, which is, if you're looking at what the dollar value is, it's that 0.5 is about 18,000. So it's 18,642, which you should be able to figure out anyways by looking at the price. We'll see if this continues to sell off. So what do we have here? We have 5-minute chart, we have a tick chart, we have a tick chart, and we have the 1 hour. We are definitely fading because the 1 hour is, every chart is, but let's go here. We are momentum long, although the daily is momentum short. If we go to the 1 hour, we see that we're momentum long everything. So obviously we're fading. If we go to the 5-minute, we see we're kind of in a mixed bag on the 5-minute by looking at the RexDog indicator over here. If we go to the 30-minute structure, we see we are momentum long. So we are fading the overall move. We should be probably long in some aspects, but I see the opportunity for a fade. It just needs to sell off here. We watch the tick charts for further clues about what's happening, and we should get out of that trade. All right, that was quick. Our next trade is, we don't have a trade right now, so this is going to be a very boring beginning of the video for you because we are in the middle of the range in the 5-minute time frame. The 5-minute have switched over to momentum short. Why do I keep going to that thing? Here we go. Let's look at the 5-minute with the RexDog system. What do we see here? For those that are adopting the RexDog system, should be really quick. You should be able to see it. By the time I end this sentence, you should be able to say, we are momentum long, but the algorithm is momentum short. The short-term algorithm is momentum short. So we're in a changeover period right here, obviously. What does that mean? Shorts, you should be buying, you should be selling the highs. Longs, you should be buying the lows. Standard trading anyways, right? Don't need to really kind of go beyond that. But what do we also know in the RexDog system? We are in the middle of a range. Any way you want to slice this range, I don't care how you do it. Let's take the high and let's take the low. we're in the middle of the range. We do not trade in the middle of the ranges unless you're like me, an aggressive always in trader, and you have experience. Otherwise, stay out of the middle of the ranges because it's 50-50 whether or not it goes up, 50-50 if it goes down. That's probably not the right way to say it. It's more like 50% up, 50% down. Looks like it wants to retest the downside, but it could also rip up. Don't worry, we'll get back to the charts here. What do we have here? We have a pay attention candle. The pay attention candle has already been invalidated. What does that tell us? Tell us look for other pay attention candles. This pay attention candle, has it been invalidated? Yes and no, right? Yes and no, it has been invalidated, but at the same time, it held up. So what do we look at? Well, we look at and say this pay attention candle maybe here. It's maybe a downside target. Why don't I have the weekly open here? I do have the weekly open. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. Here's the weekly open. We are well above the weekly open. Time of day. Let's talk about time of day. It is 9:50. My time, 9:50 a.m. Let's look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is in its melt up period. Wants to close at a high. Structure on the NASDAQ. Momentum long. ES, let's look at that. ES has been rejected from the highs. No, still plenty of opportunity for a rescue operation. It is at a key level on an anchored VWAP. It could just as easily sell off here as it could just rip up. Oil. Oil did what I kind of predicted. I've been saying this for months. Once it got above 67, this high here, it was going to rip up. And it's pretty much ripped up 5%. Going into the summer months, we already know. Let's look at the advancing declining, showing kind of a mixed bag in the market. Not a clear momentum day, but definitely momentum up. Let's go here. Once again, no trade. I probably shouldn't be doing a live trading video just because there's no... And I have a hoarse voice, so you're probably annoyed by my voice. Let's go back to Quant Tower. So what do I like about this platform? Let's talk about that. Well, number one, I like the fact that I can friggin' trade on a chart. There's a couple annoying things like here. I haven't figured out how to like this means I can mouse trade, so I can just put a limit there. I do like these quick buttons where I can flatten, limit, sell, cancel all stops. What I don't like about it is that I have to scroll down to do it. So it's kind of hokey. I would prefer to have these buttons see all these charts are linked. So you can link these charts so I can switch over. You can't see it because of my screen. But if I have a watch list here, I can switch this to this. Now, for whatever reason, it takes them a long time to load the tick charts, which is friggin' annoying. Because you'll learn on tick charts that you can use tick charts. And actually, let's add that. Of course. There we go. Let's add to the bid, or let's enter at the bid. So, obviously, the tick charts are kind of annoying because they're not loading. And I haven't refined the ticks in futures, I've refined the ticks for trading Bitcoin and ETH, but I haven't refined the perpetual futures. All right. You want to do that, fine. So here, what I do like about this is I can easily just kind of put this here. I can drag it you know, kind of here. So we'll go here. We'll see. I gotta hit the mouse every time I use this damn thing. Damn it. And as you can see, I'm not used to using the platform, so I got to set the quantity. I don't know why the quantity isn't set to 0.5. Let's go here. There we go. Let's go here. See, every time I got to click this stupid thing. I should see what the keyboard trading is. So this is keyboard trading, but I haven't done that yet. What else do I like about this platform? I like that it trades multiple assets. So some of the futures and the Forex stuff that I trade, I could trade on this and trade on the same thing. There's another thing I really like about this is it's friggin' awesome. I wish more platforms had this. This button right here, it locks. Basically, that means no trading can be done. So I can't even like go in here and enter a trade. Now, everything that's there is still active, but this is awesome because basically I've had problems with platforms where if I keep it running, sometimes whatever reason, that platform executes things. It's just happened. I don't know why. I don't know if like someone broke in, some invisible guy broke in and started making trades on my behalf. It's happened. This is awesome because I can walk away with this still up, but no trades, and pretty much no trades are executed. Now, obviously things that I already have going are going. So what are we doing? Well, we entered a little bit early on that sell-off. We're re-entering on a continued momentum. We're going to look at the tick charts that I have here. I don't know are what I would recommend for ETH ticks, but let's enter here. Of course, I have to set the size. Damn it. See, you're having me learn. So this video will probably be doubly frustrated for you because number one, you're watching me learn a platform. I've been using it for about a day and a half, kind of. The other thing I don't like about this platform is that, you know, when you trade perpetual futures or the futures, you're entering at a dollar figure and you can sell 25% of that dollar figure. Now, I haven't figured out how to sell so let's say I enter $50,000, or let's make the math easy because it's Friday. Let's say I enter at $100,000 on ETH. I could sell $25,000 here of that position, of that size. That's 25%. Simple math, right? That's how I scale out. This platform doesn't allow me to. Plus, I haven't quite figured out yet how to, so I have both sides. So when I trade futures, I can go long here, or we can just do it. So if I go long here, I'm long and short right now. That's not, I didn't take a profit on this position. I'm long and short. So, you know, it's pretty obvious. Now the challenge is this platform, there's no, maybe if I do this, modify. Okay. So I can put a take profit and I can do, you know, there's just not easy to do anything like here. And part of this is crypto because crypto sucks in trading sometimes. So there's my take profit. What did I put? 2570? Oh, I put it way high. Let me modify that because I can't see it. So let's do 2470. Modify. So there's my profit. And you can see, well, you can't see. Maybe you can see. Let me move this over. So you can see here, it's tied to that. So this is tied to that. So I can move it, and that's great. You know, I guess I could enter positions where the take profit is already there. The other thing is that there's no easy ways to do trailing stops. So I'm literally long and short right now. And short is the one I want to be. I just exited on another platform. I bet Bitcoin is selling off. Yeah. let's go back to Bitcoin. See, this loading stuff is extremely annoying to me. At least it was a little bit quicker. Let's do this. And I've got to set the price again. Damn it. There we go. See, and I got to always click this stupid button. I don't understand why it just doesn't stay in that mode. Whatever. Let's move this up. And why is that 0.0? Number one, that's the problem. 0.5. And I got to click the stupid button. There's got to be Quant Tower. It should be Quant Tower. It shouldn't be Quant Tower, but that's fine. Maybe it's Quant Hour. Whatever. Quant Hour. Mouse. Trade. Always on. Frequently asked questions. Order execution. Yeah, there's no simple answer. Get picked up here. Damn it. See? I should have just entered there. All right. Look at that. Now, this is where, like, once again, you got to get good at trading. We should enter there. You got to get good at trading. If you're going to trade tick charts, you got to get good at understanding how tick charts move. So tick charts, that looks like a big sell-off. And it kind of is. You look in the 5-minute here. But you got to be very mindful of that can switch really quick on a tick chart. Let's do a market. There we go. And then let's get picked up here. And let's get picked up here. Missed that move because I was playing around with trying to get a good entry. There we go. Let's go up here. All right, got picked up. All right. Next entry is there. That's where we want to be picked up. I have to click this stupid button again. Click here. Actually, I want to be a little bit higher. We're in at 37,000 right now, so 1 Bitcoin basically. Come on. Pick me up there. We look at this tick chart down here. We probably want to move this down a little bit to our momentum indicator there. Yeah, it didn't even move down. There we go. Come on. You want to sell off. It wants to go back to the weekly open. Why? I don't know. Could potentially hit the VWAP here. But where are we at? We're trading with momentum now, are we not? We're early. Below the RDA. Algorithm has switched short on the 5-minute. We are in the 5-minute time frame here. Let's look at structure. Structure, mixed bag. Short-term momentum is starting to switch to momentum short. We're on the right side of this trade so far. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, look at that. It does not want to sell off easily. But that's great. We'll put an entry there. Put this entry here. So that one we should get rid of. All right, rip up and pick me up. Should be a little bit lower right there. Probably a little bit lower if I want to get picked up. If it does come up here. So we're in profit now, about 4%, as you can see here. Come on. Oh, this is still on, damn it. This yellow line is the VWAP on this platform, which I kind of like. Kind of like it how it, and you can do anchored VWAPs on this. This is pretty cool. So like, obviously, most smart platforms allow you to do this. You can do a custom VWAP. So let's say that we want to say, oh, well, let's do a VWAP from this high. Bam. That's our VWAP from this high. Usually you'll see in the RexDog system it aligns. All right, we're going to take some profit here. we're going to take 25% off. I have to do that in another platform because this platform, for whatever reason, doesn't allow me to do that. And we're going to set a stop. So we will set a stop at 37130. Probably will be taken out here. So there's our stop. See the little stop there? We will move that down. Once you got it in, it's easy to move down. We might get stopped out here. It's fine. We'll just start over. It's hitting the VWAP. Overshoot of the VWAP. You'd expect a reaction. My latest videos, remember, reactions. So we anticipated that. Should have went long for a quick scalp. But I'm busy talking and doing other stuff. I have no idea how this video is going to turn out. But, you know, many people said that they'd like me to do a crypto video, so this is a crypto video. I'm up in that ETH position, obviously. Up. I mean, it's a small position. Very small. Extremely small. Should have done more size because we're up 15% on it. I don't want to change charts because it will reload all this crap. All right, there we go. Yep. Should I re-added? That's fine. I'm in. It's been a while since I traded these sizes to get used to kind of these smaller numbers. Since I've been trading this platform just to get to know it, I don't trust it yet. I've been trading nothing over 6. So you'll see my sizes are 0.5, 1, 3, and 6. Don't trade anything over 6. So nothing over 6 Bitcoin or 6 position or whatever that is, asset I'm trading. So I don't know the platform yet. I'm sure there's better ways to use this platform. I just haven't, once again, I haven't watched many videos on it. And what was I searching for? I was searching for how to keep that on. Supposedly you can trade FX, derivatives, equities, fixed income, ETFs, and commodities on this thing, on this platform. And I'm on the free version still. It includes main features for analysts and trading of Forex, cryptocurrencies, futures, stocks, and options. 1 active connection to any integrated broker. Time-based and tick-based charts with custom timeframes. 1 overlay per single chart. 2 indicators per single chart. I already have more indicators, so I don't know what they're talking about there. Creating and analyzing trading synthetic symbols. Okay. Chart and mouse trading. Yeah, sort of. I mean, it exists, yes, but it's not as what I would expect. The other thing, that there's no brackets in crypto, which is annoying. Why is there no brackets in crypto? I don't know why. Like if I go here. So this video is a combination, obviously, of watching me trade and trying to figure out the damn platform. So in one of the videos I watched, there was the ability to do brackets. But as I see here, there is no brackets. Show VWAP. Okay, that works great. Quantity. There's no quantity thing here either, so you can't easily select your quantity. Close, open, market. There's a trailing stop, but that's the Binance trailing stop, which absolutely sucks. Okay. Link, create bind, create panel. What does that mean? Oh, okay. I do apologize if you're utterly bored. But, I mean, we're in a trade, right? There's nothing for us to do. Trading's waiting. You know, I'm fairly technical, programmer, but oftentimes it's just learning these new things. Time and sales. There's no trading on time and sales. Okay. Let's look at this other stuff. DOM trader. Sweet. Okay, there we go. That's interesting. Okay. That's actually interesting. All right. That might be something I might want to have on here. What's this button do? Okay, something happened. Oh, it just maintains the current price. See, the biggest problem with this platform that I have is that these common buttons that you need, flatten, exit all positions, exit all orders, exit all buys, sales, etc. Like, they should be a common, like you should be able to link it like you can link these charts. And then you don't need to have the buttons on every single panel. I mean, you can, but then you have the most important buttons you need. And maybe there's another way for me to add it. Because obviously I could have the DOM trader over here to the right or something and then do it. It says no stop loss, no take profit. Oh, I see. One tick. That probably isn't what you want. Well, we're live trading, and literally we're waiting for the additional sell-off. Put this down here. Wait, where am I at? I want to be a little bit higher. We'll put it there. We'll let this position ride. Two things are going to happen. We've got multiple failure points, reaction points between us and our stop loss. We might even get taken out here on this next run up because the people are buying Bitcoin on every, or not buying, but it seems that the sell-offs really aren't holding. We're in a range. You know, if we look at the daily, one thing that keeps us, why is this little thing here? There it is. One thing that keeps us on the short side here is that this level here failed, but it's looking to retest that. We're going into the weekend. It's Friday. So does the weekend want to just kind of stay at this upper range of this candle here and then continue up and test some of these higher levels? I already mentioned that this level was really important. Close below that and another follow through is something that you should pay attention to. But this pay attention candle here invalidated some of that. And this pay attention candle is still valid on the daily. So as long as this pay attention candle is still valid on the daily, we're still momentum short. Everything on the indicator shows that. Everything on the RexDog market bias down below here shows it. We're 26% short on the RexDog market bias over here. If you look to the right, if that thing gets out of the way, I should find a way if I can move this over. This candle's still valid. So as long as it remains valid, we're still looking for an upside move, but also mindful of the momentum still short. So we could just have a sell-off. But the sell-off will probably try to invalidate this candle, but keep this candle valid is the way to look at it. So our target for short is around here somewhere, which is the weekly open. I don't know why on this chart. Oh, it's because I'm on this chart here. There we go. This chart here, it's white. That chart is black. The weekly open. I just wish this would switch to auto every time. Maybe there's a setting. Someone knows a setting where when you switch the chart on, I've been using this for years and I've never found a setting that just sets it to auto. Always looks like shit whenever I friggin' change it. It's friggin' annoying. Half of this video is probably me bitching about the platform I'm using. All right, we're going to take some profit. We're going to take half off. Time. I haven't done the time video on the training yet, but time is more important than price. I kind of got that phrase from another trader on YouTube. I don't remember who, but I kind of already thought it anyways because everybody knows time's more important than anything in the world. It's the only thing you can't get back, but it's also more important than price. So why did I take 50% off there? Quite simply, the amount of time that it spent at that level this following candle did not breach this close. Take some off, probably still get taken out at our stop loss. And I did not get my friggin' answer on I think one of these videos here, I'm going to, I'll share in the den. One of my training videos. It's not closing above the VWAP yet. That's a signal that maybe it doesn't want to. Once again, we've got 4 minutes in this candle. So is there a time? Oh yeah. See, the other thing I do like about this platform, and you can do this in other platforms, it's a given. This tells you how much time is left. But the other really cool thing that I like about this platform is this tells me how many ticks are left in the next candle that would print. This down here is the next ticks that is left for the next candle to print. It could be the current ticks. I don't know because I haven't looked it up. I'm assuming it's the next next amount of ticks that need to print for the next candle. I could be wrong. Either way, looking at it, that's cool, especially on a tick chart, because then you can get a good feel for like how the tick chart is, that momentum of that tick. You can see it, but then you can really start to see when it starts to move like we see here. Now I'm going to regret taking 50% off because it might continue its move that we expected. Doesn't matter, we're still in the trade. For those that are not adept at watching tick charts, you'll see that it's a acquired taste, much like other things in life. Trading tick charts is kind of the secret. I'd say you can get good at trading tick charts in addition to time charts. You've got the holy grail of a trading system. And the great thing about the RexDog Trading System is that the same things that you look for on a time chart work on a tick chart. The RexDog Trading System works on every friggin' chart. It's just, like I said, it reverse engineers momentum. All right, well, okay. Is that really what we want to do? Yeah, see it. When you see the stuff like this where, see here, you're seeing rejection. This is where reading the story of the chart. Now, the candle hasn't closed, so this is meaningless. This is a kind of a point I probably should do a video on. This candle hasn't closed, so the data that this candle is providing is meaningless. It's not meaningless, but it's less relevant because it hasn't closed yet. It's still in the way to look at it is it's still building its personality of what it wants to do. But there is some data we got here. What is some data we got here? Well, if you're just looking at the raw candle on the 5 minute, well, it went below this low. You could say, if you want to describe this, The market saw that as a value opportunity and bought there. What do we see in the tick chart? We see that. What happened? Well, it got below that low. I probably should have went long, but below that low, and then now the algorithm on the tick chart is changing. The algorithm on this chart might be changing. The 1 hour, where is the 1 hour? The 1 hour is at a reaction point. So definitely our trade is, this is where this is where I've mentioned before. On fade trades, you need to have great entries. Now, if you remember where I entered this fade trade, I entered when it was pretty much declining. Our best entry would have been where we should have entered anyways, which was up here. We would have had a much better entry. But even the entry that we made, the fact that we're in a fade trade and our entry is okay relative to where price is at right now, makes it so that we can let the trade potentially play out. If you would have entered down here or late in the move, your opportunity to let the trade play out and even take some profit along the way is less. I mean, that's a given. You understand that. So there's literally nothing to do. We could potentially add here. We want to be aggressive. We could add here. That's an aggressive ad, but we'll do it just so I can make the video more entertaining. Because what's a live trading video if you're not live trading? Let's move up a little bit. There we go. My latest video that I did on YouTube was the only 3 questions. Let's answer these 3 questions. Where is price going? Where is price coming from? How does it want to get there? All right. Where is price going? Well, I've said, based on my analysis, price is going, well, here's the first area that price might be going. That's a great area for a higher low in this chart on the 5-minute. But I've also said that price is going to the weekly open. Where is price coming from? It is coming from up here. What's the story of the chart so far? If you're, the way I read it is it's momentum short because that's the RexDog system. We have no reason to doubt the chart. We're momentum short. So we're trading with momentum right now. We're not arguing with the chart. We're on the 5-minute time frame. We're trading with momentum. We're on the right side of momentum. This pay attention candle has not been invalidated yet. And it have to close above the RDA really to invalidate it. We're trading with momentum. We're on the right side of the market. That's where price is coming from. You could look at this if you are the type that would want to look at it. This is a shoulder, this is a head, and this is a shoulder, and it's going to roll over. If you wanted to look at it that way. That's where price is coming from. Where is price going? We think down here. How does it want to get there? Well, let's answer that. How does it want to get there? Let's game this out. We have an important candle here that's been invalidated, but the open is still important. It will stall here potentially. We have, this is all RexDog Trading System. You should be able to look, if you're, let me speak directly to the people that are trading the RexDog system, okay? If you're in the training, if you're adopting the system, you should have already saw this in looking at the chart. You will get it over time. So if obviously if you just aren't there yet, you will get it over time because it's so simple. Like, this is one of the challenges I've had as I've released it and shared it, is that people you want to overcomplicate it. It's so simple. Like, it's so simple it almost feels like it shouldn't be that simple. Well, it really is simple. So let's go to the next level. The next level is here. We would expect a reaction here. So how does price want to get there? Well, it could do what it often does, is ignore all these things and rip down and test this. So here's the way to look at this. If price wants a stair step down, it's going to stop and it's going to come here and it's going to have a reaction up, and then it will fail. Momentum will be checked in and it will fail. If it wants to then go from here, it'll go here, have a reaction, it will come back up, and it will fail. This is if momentum is still short. What do we have also below that? We have a range. Take the middle of the range and take a level. You have two failure areas right here. You can't see this because it's off the screen. That's what I'm picking up. See that? Okay, we have a range. Cool. What do we see? Reaction up, reaction up. Now, if price rips through all this, if you see a big candle and it rips through all this, it's going to hit the weekly open. It's probably going to go beyond the weekly open, and then you're going to see a big reaction and it's going to go back up. If it does one of its rip moves, that doesn't, see, you have to think multifaceted in the market. If it rips from here, it rips down, it's going to be scary, and hopefully maybe we'll be live when this happens. If this happens, it'll be scary to buy around here. Most traders will be scared to buy around here in real time. Why? Because it ripped through all these levels. Well, that to me is where I would expect then a big reaction. And this is where you're going to get your 2 to 3% moves in a half hour or an hour right here back to these levels. So when I say how does it want to get there, I've just explained what I already saw just through trading the RexDog system. The two scenarios that I'm seeing. What's the third scenario that we didn't talk about? Well, real simple. We're out of this trade. Third scenario is that it invalidates everything we just talked about, and it closes above our key momentum indicators, and then it wants to maybe continue on for the rest of the day or the rest of the weekend. Either scenario doesn't matter. We're in the trade. We don't have anything to do. We just kind of, I've got an additional entry now here, which is now kind of invalid. So if I get picked up there, here's the thing. If I get picked up here, it better sell off pretty quick. Otherwise, it might be trying to show intention. For those that have watched the intention video, if you haven't watched the intention video and you're in the training, you need to watch the intention video. So the intention video is this video. Go here and go to intention. That's a really important video because you can carry that concept of intention forward on every chart, every time frame, every candle. That concept of intention will enable you to read the chart and the story of the chart correctly. It's really just that simple. I released another video called Reactions. That's just as important. So that's right below. Actually, it should have been. Why is it not? Let me refresh that page. I know this live trading is not like live trading like my previous one, but part of it is I'm doing one symbol and I'm not doing multiple symbols because, the one that I released, that was me super trading, as I call it, my typical trading style, was way too confusing. I have done a couple just as tests of like me trading that same style, but making it more easier to follow. And I think the next one I release with my live trading style will be much more clear for everybody. Reactions is the other video. So reactions is the other video, and this is underneath here under reactions. That's the other kind of key video. So those two videos, I mean, obviously everything in here is important, but the intention and reactions, if you get both of these concepts, your ability to read the chart and trust the chart just becomes that much more stronger. So what do we see here? Let's talk about it. It's 10:30, close of the 1 hour candle on the NDX, 2 hours in. Let's look at structure. What does structure tell us on the NDX? I'm showing the NDX because this is at a court. This is the second hour close. We look at the 1 hour time frame for the day. The lows have been protected. Long momentum is still in place. Momentum long still in place. Plenty of time for it to come back and test and then still close at the highs. Also could roll over from here as well. But there's no reason to be momentum short yet. If anything, if you're going to short this, you're going to short up here. Not going to short right here. So it's not a high probability short. ES, no, I don't want to close that. Why would I want to do that? Let's look at the daily, see where we're at on the daily. It could just close within this candle and nothing's changed. Now we are starting to see an uptick. And you'll see this as so it's 10:31. We're getting the end of hour close action. Typically you'll see some moves around that time as positions start happening. Why do I show the index? Because I just noticed when the market's open, I could be completely wrong here, but a lot of people in tech are in crypto, and a lot of times crypto, especially Bitcoin, takes signals from the NDX. Not always. Another aspect of what's happening in the market is there's quote unquote a melt up. So, I'll do another video on this, but modern monetary theory is probably the best thing to ever happen to Bitcoin, because all the idiots at the world banks, I'm literally calling them idiots. Who am I? I mean, I'm not an economist. I didn't go to college, whatever, but I've studied history. And modern monetary theory is, put it this way. Let me explain it this way. I'm waiting to get picked up there. Modern monetary theory is not a theory that will be still in place in 30 years, in 50 years, maybe even 20 years. It'll be debunked when either they destroy capitalism or we have a massive economic, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for. It's kind of like the super volcano in the United States erupting. So, I call everybody that subscribes to modern monetary theory a complete idiot because they've never studied history. Or they don't care and it's their plan, whatever it is. I'd say that's a good thing for Bitcoin because Bitcoin is like gold in some aspects. Many people are looking at it as a hedge. It has limited supply. It's not fully connected to the financial markets. So providing that they don't regulate it out of existence somehow, which I don't know how they could do it, but they will try. Its greatest gift is modern monetary theory and all the people around the world that believe in it. Because if modern monetary theory didn't exist and they were actually running the economies the way they should, Bitcoin would have less of a a reason to exist. So what are we doing here? We're waiting for us to get picked up. Now, technically, we're at a good area to get picked up because what are we? We're above these highs. The challenge is our entry is right at another momentum check. So if we get picked up here and it continues, this is actually a bad entry. So what do we do? Just be patient. That's why I'm talking for this, because I know I'm hoarse, so it's probably annoying to listen to my voice. But it's the only way I can make this video somewhat tolerable for you watching, because there's nothing really to do. As far as tick entries, we're good. This tick entry I don't like as much, but we're still good there. Ideally, what I want to see here is the VWAP fail like it's doing and actually just rip down. Technically, I could, the RexDog system says I could enter right here. If I wanted to be aggressive entry, technically that's another entry area. And I should enter there because I should not be arguing with the chart. But it's been pretty stubborn on the lows. It's been pretty stubborn on the highs here. So, you know, an entry on that last green candle here, right at this area here, would have been the best entry. So we missed it. A lot of times you will see in my live trading that I might enter here. And you might say, well, you're in the middle of the range. You're here. Why are you entering there? Once again, it's usually something I see in the tick chart. The other thing is that I'm using the question, where's price going, the questions, and where is it coming from? Well, it's coming from up here. So I'm relaying where it's coming from and then looking at other information in the market that then provides me with, okay, it has a higher probability it's going to continue down than it's going to continue back up. I don't see that now. Right now, it's a 50-50 what the hell it wants to do. No idea right now if it wants to go down or up. No idea. What I do know is that this is a terrible entry. I say terrible, that's relative. That's not a terrible entry. It's not the best entry. Terrible entry would be right here. On a short. There's literally nothing to do. So what else can we talk about? I will have to shut down the video for because I'm about 53 minutes in. So just because anything over an hour doesn't render for whatever reason. Let me do that now. Okay, we're back. About a minute transpired. Look, I kind of feel like, is this video going to add value? But I've recorded it. I took the time, so I'm probably going to release it. But that's why I've really been talking more in this video. Because as far as a live trading, there's nothing to do. I could be looking at other assets, I guess. But nothing piques my interest as far as opportunities. CHZ, well, that's pretty interesting. Missed that. Like, let's see if we can find some of these. CHZ, perpetual. Let's add that there. Okay. Yeah, that's great. The data is loading. Yeah, see, this platform, I mean, I like it, but at the same time, this is unacceptable. This speed. So CHZ, you'll see here we missed the fade trade. It's at a momentum check-in area in the 1 hour. What's 0.5 of that? It doesn't even allow that. It's momentum short, so the only trade was a fade here. Or potentially here. What I don't understand is must be smaller than 5. Okay. 1. This doesn't translate well over to Binance either. These positions must be no smaller than 5. Oh, I need to be smarter than the chart. So do I need to do a 100? Yeah. I see. I'm canceling some ETH orders that I had out there. This is awesome that this tick chart is loading so quick. It's freaking amazing. What is that dollar number? $33 US. Alright, we'll put it here. Right here. We'll see if we get picked up. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Because I think Bitcoin is coming up. No, it's not. Once again, with the RexDog system, the right trade is to go short here until the trade tells us not to, till the chart tells us not to. I just don't have any, and I just don't want to take the trade here. I don't want to add here. We're already in the trade. But we'll see probably here as the hour ends, one of two things are going to happen. It's going to close up here around this area here, or it's going to sell off. It's not going to stay in this range. Just watch though, it's going to stay in this range now that I said that. But don't think it's going to stay in this range. It's going to either close up here or it's going to sell off. Just looking at Discord. All right, let's see what else. I don't see any other trades that are high probability out in the market as I look. This is the challenge too, is that a lot of times I'm just trading BNB, ETH, just because, look, I mean, these other assets, they follow so closely Bitcoin and everything else that you might have other entry areas for opportunity, but at the end of the day, it's, I mean, the chart is the chart. Like, let's just, I mean, it's just so obvious. I'm sure most of you that are trading crypto, you see this. Look, that's Bitcoin, right? Perpetual contract. Let's look at BNB. Let's just do this. Same chart. I mean, it's virtually the same chart. All right, let's look at ETH. There's a little divergence on ETH, right? Kind of the same chart, same pattern, same chart, same high probability trade areas. I don't know. Let's look at ADA USD. Same chart, same pattern. Literally doesn't matter. That's why I say, I mean, you will get some obvious, you're going to get things that are running like here, CHZ. So you get some things that ran and your trade would have been a fade trade here or with momentum. And we do have an entry here for like $100 right here for a continued momentum trade. We'll see if we get picked up. Other than that, you know, looking at some of these movers like CHR, I don't even know what that is. I've never even heard of that. Who knows what this is? Kind of same pattern, same high coming from the high, same opportunity. We have a short trade here. So, you know, that's when I say the algorithm. I mean, the algorithm across the crypto is kind of the same, right? US, BTC, perp. Same pattern. Slow is holding. So are the highs. So, I mean, what do we do? Nothing. All right, so you see here on this tick chart, it's starting to act up. I mean, there's starting to be some volatility. What do you need to see here? It's pretty obvious. Can I put levels on here? I'm sure I can. There. Why does that level not carry over to other charts? I wonder if there's a way to do that. Availability. All charts with the same symbol. Sweet. Okay, there we go. Sometimes all you gotta do is right click. On a tick chart, right here is a close above that, like this. Adds greater credence to the long side. This is probably extremely boring. Let's see if we can figure out other stuff to do that, I mean, there's really, like I said, this is trading. This is, well, I've shared this, I haven't shared this before, but I'll share it now. This is why I trade multiple things. This is why, because when I could wait and do something else, but I have a tendency to get bored. So I trade multiple things. Also, the why I'm an always in trader, because then I don't get bored. It is a little bit harder to trade that. We are starting to see a sell-off here, which I'm appreciating. I am appreciating this sell-off. Makes you wish that you didn't argue with the chart and then you sold up here. But it's got to obviously breach these lows. There we go. Here we go. We're seeing a sell-off. Reaction below the lows. You expect that. Now will you see follow through? Nope. There we go. We see some more sell-off. All right, let's look at our levels. Well, we're expecting a reaction right around 38686. Didn't quite get there. Needs to get there. So let's go back. See that reaction? No, that's pretty decent. Needs to come back down and test this low right here. That's weird. On this chart, it doesn't show up that low, but on this chart, it is showing the low. That's strange. And this here, I have to click it every single time? Okay. That's annoying. Let's go to settings. Move to background, lock location, ray style, visible and specific time frame. Why can't I set the default to be on all charts with the same symbol? Of course not. Why would that exist? Why would it be easy? So we got the reaction around that area. So that should tell us something. We should move this down just to kind of be in line. So if this test here, this range holds up and it goes back up, maybe we'll take half off again, because there's a probability that it's going to use this level to maybe come back and rip up. But we kind of need to close below this. We are in profit. How much are we in profit? 19%, 20%, $130. I guess it's not bad for the position size we're trading. Come on. This is also why I don't watch my trades a lot. Or I'm trading multiple things, because this can get pretty tedious because you're just watching the chart. So what should be in our mind right now? Well, it is 10:53 a.m. We are about to approach the end of our action. What is it trying to do with the end of our action here? It's pretty obvious. It's trying to protect the lows. It's still momentum short, but it's trying to protect the lows. Because of that, I want to maximize some profit. I'm going to take half off. I'd rather take profit. Took half off. Mainly because, look, every low has been bought up. Every high has been sold off as well. But we got the end of our action coming up. So this candle needs to close in 1 minute. This candle closes above the low, above this low, or even here. Scalpers will use any continued sell-off for a buy opportunity potentially, with the end of our action and beginning our action of ripping up. Potentially. It could also rip down. It could just continue ripping down. I'm just going off how orderly. I say orderly. The sell-off is very orderly. Why? Can I draw arrows on this thing? Sorry, you're learning with me as I go along. Hold Control to add more drawings. This whole area here is an orderly sell-off. What I mean by that is, well, it did sell off big, but then it hit here. Rise, sell off, buys, 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 buys. It's not this type of move here. And this is kind of like a no bid type of move. There's no bids in the market until it hits some bids. And the bids come in and then the bids continue. So that candle closed. We got 4 minutes till the end of our candle. See what happens there. But this level that I outlined, it's held up, has it or not? That is further evidence why when I look at that level, like there's a higher credence that this level is going to hold. It could break too, but I mean, it's going to hold and then it's going to come back and test some of the momentum indicators. And then going into the next hour, it might just rip up from there. We probably should be long here. And let's do that. See if we get picked up here. Challenge if we get picked up here and it rips down. It's not the best entry. So let's go here. It's a little aggressive long entry. So what am I doing? Where's price coming from? Where's price going? How does it want to get there? What did I project out? Well, I projected out that we're end of hour. There's always end of hour action. Not always. Usually end of hour action around the last 3 minutes, the first 3 minutes of the hour. Sometimes big wide moves. Sometimes the opposite direction of the actual momentum. Sometimes in direction. You don't really know, but right now the theory states, or not the theory, but the probability states that there's a probability it's going to be momentum fade long against momentum. If this comes down and picks me up and then holds, that will say a lot. Obviously, if it continues up, that will say a lot too. I'd expect some pullback here. Not quite yet. Right around the 88 area. So right around here. According to the RexDog system, there might be some pullback. It's starting a little early, but right around there. Then the next area of pullback would be, or reaction would be, using the RexDog system, is right around here. Yeah. Okay. Why does it not default to that? Okay. Absolutely nothing to do. 10:59, 1 minute to the 1 second. Bam. Hour closed. What do we see? Well, for those in the RexDog system, oh, look, we got a sell-off. Pick us up. All right, there we go. We got picked up. This might be a mistake trade. I might have to get out of this long. Needs a rip up from here. There we go. Some rippage. I don't know if that's a technical trading term. It is now. Some rippage. Go ahead. Keep going. There we go. So we got picked up on the long. I might just get out. Well, maybe not. I'm going to take half off. What was that? Oh, we got picked up on our Chaz or CHG. I'm calling it Chaz. I don't care what it is. It's Chaz. Or partial, I think. I think we got partially picked up. So I took off half up here, which was a good place to take off half, as we can see. On the long, I should say. Gonna take this off. This is no longer valid. Where are we at? I will take 25% off here. All right. Then on that long position, see this, that the amount is small, $22. I'm still trading as if I was trading at my size. It's what I want to really implore to anybody that's just getting started, or really, you know, you're looking to like start trading. Just trade a system. If it's the RexDog system and you're in the trading, trade it. Trade it at inconsequential sizes till you get confidence in it. See, I'm trading this at inconsequential sizes. I mean, for me, this is a complete waste of my effort and time because I could be trading my real size. Well, number one, I'm learning a new platform, so I'm not going to trade my real size. Number two, I'm just not comfortable doing live trading at my real size yet. It's because I'm not trying to add value or any of the other stuff, and I'm not going to jeopardize my P&L on my real trading. I'm just not going to do it. So we're short and long here, obviously. This would be another place where we want to maybe potentially go short. I did put a stop loss on the long entry here. So we have a stop loss on the short entry. We have a stop loss on the long entry, kind of on both sides of the market, which is good. We didn't lose out on taking profit on our short. So our short really is, what's our short scenario here? Our short scenario is, well, it checks in at the momentum and it remains short, momentum short. But we're long in case the switchover happens and we've got a position long. Now it's not at the full size. We took profit along the way. We paid for the trade. We took profit at a high probability stall point. Now we've just got the remainder of the trade that could be a runner for us. I mean, right now it's at $24. If it runs the rest of the day, it could get up to 100, 200, you know. For the size that we're trading, that's pretty good. It's a pretty decent trade. Now we could get taken out here too. So obviously we don't know what's going to happen. Okay. Remember, we're at the end of our action, 18 seconds of the first 5 minutes. And what did I say? Typically, you know, that's why I took some profit off on the short, because look, the end of our action just showed that, look, We got picked up on a long. We did have some kind of movement. The volatility increased. Sometimes volatility will continue to the next for follow through. So what do we see there? We see intention. If we actually go to the 1 hour time frame on the perpetual contract, we will see it is kind of a mess. If I delete this, all the anchored VWAPs will get deleted. See, I wish there was a way to just delete lines, and I'm sure there is. I'm sure it's going to here or going to hide all drawings and stuff like that. But for those in the RexDog system, what do you immediately see? Well, you immediately see a potential change there, right? What does it do in relation to this pack right here? That's the first thing you're looking at. Well, that pack hasn't been invalidated yet, but it did close below some of our key indicators that we look at in the RexDog system. So what are we thinking? We are momentum short, knowing though that on the inverse, we might want to be fade long. I mean, the overall chart on the 1 hour is momentum long still, right? So that's still the trade. So the long trade we did was with momentum on the 1 hour. But we're starting to see a possible changeover in the algorithm. But you should also be saying, screaming at me, but we're in the middle of a range. Yeah. Our best fade short trade is the middle of a range. Or if you do this, we're in the middle of a range. We're in the middle of a range. So you should be screaming at me, well, we're in the middle of a range. So we're trading the 5-minute time frame, but we're in the middle of a range of a 1 hour. Where are we at on the daily? Well, daily's still trying to maybe recapture this level. We're in the middle of, we're near the open. It could be going back to retest the open and then from there go. So that's one thing you can look at. As you look at levels in the RexDog system, come down, retest the open. Could be doing that. Who knows? I'm going to get out of this Chaz position just because it's at break even and I just don't want to watch it. I don't want to switch charts either. We're still in our ETH position. We're up 24%. I mean, it's small. It's a small position. Doesn't matter though. We're looking at percentages. Let's do that. Let's go to ETH. There's our position. And we don't have a stop loss on that. Let's put a stop loss on that. Oh, wait. Can I do that? Is that this button? Oh, sweet. Okay. All right. I just learned something new. That was awesome. I didn't notice these little buttons here. I can put a take profit. Sweet. Okay. Pretty happy about that whole situation. Come on, I never noticed these little buttons here. So see that little button there? I can then put my take profit down here. All right, that's pretty awesome. All right, that adds an additional feature that I like in this platform. Sweet. Okay. I'm pretty happy. You can tell I got pretty excited about that whole situation. Anything that makes trading easier, I'm pretty excited about. Now, that's pretty friggin'... Okay, I like that. That's great. Problem is, and maybe I can do this, modify. No. I can't modify the size. If I could modify the size of this, that would be awesome. Meaning if I could just do half, that would be awesome. But you can't do brackets in crypto in this platform. All right. That's awesome. Oh, let's go to BTC. I can't believe I never saw that before. Yeah, that's okay. Sorry, I'm literally, that makes it that much sweeter because it makes it a lot easier than I don't have to enter the number or anything. I can just grab it there. Sweet. So I can put the take profit up here. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Okay. I mean, obviously I'm completely out of that position then. But cool. All right. I like it. One more mark. I'm going to move my stop loss up on this. One more. See, when you're trading small sizes, just look at the percentages. And when you're learning a new system, if you're learning the RexDog system, trade small sizes until it just becomes like, I'm going to say this, trading is not easy, but trade at small sizes until it becomes so easy that you're like, trading can't be this easy, because then scale up, because then it's just larger numbers, but you're trading the same system. But then you have confidence, and you might have to do this for months. And it might feel like, let's say that you have the ability, let's say that you had, $500,000, right? And you're just trading these small numbers where like it's $24 here or $5 here. What most people make the mistake of is that they'll start have a success for about a week or so, and then they'll scale up, and then the bigger size actually freaks them out, and they don't trade the system because they haven't trusted the system yet. Trade the system at a size that's inconsequential to the point that you kind of get bored with it, and it really feels like you're wasting time. Because if you can continue doing that and focusing on percentages, then when you scale up, you're just trading at bigger numbers, and it doesn't matter because you trust the system. You're trading with conviction. That's what I would suggest. All right. Well, literally there's nothing to do. We're both long and short at the same time. If you can see this, we're up 3.8% on our long position. We're up 12.32% on our short position. And we're still in our ETH position. And we could pretty much walk away here. What we could do is we could lock this. And we could walk away at this point in time because we have all our stop losses set. We have some take profits set, but we have all our stop losses set. We really don't need to do anything. I mean, there's literally nothing to do. In fact, probably what I'll do is I'll probably pause the video and just come back when something exciting happens, just so that you don't have to sit through 15 minutes of me trying to add value, which plus I'm hoarse. So maybe I'll get some more coffee and I'll do that. So there'll be more. Well, obviously if you're watching the video, you can see the time left. That's more for me. Well, let's see what's happening here. We might be hitting our take profit here in this long position. Who knows what's happening? All right, we'll be back. I'll tell you the results, or you'll be able to see the results, but we'll be back. All right, so did something exciting happen? Sort of, I guess you could say. We were knocked out on our short, on our long at the stop loss, and we are still in our short position, which if we see here, it's not even showing up on this chart. We're up 1.46%. Oh, that's our stop loss. Sorry. I should be able to move that. Yeah, it really works really well. See how well that moves? Here I'm not grabbing the right one. Oh, I have to be smarter than the platform. I have trading turned off. All right. I have to be smarter than the platform. Got to be smarter than the software that I use. There we go. Why is this limit here? We don't need that limit there anymore. We are up 21%. It would have been a good trade, actually, if I would have. Should have been trading my other account in simultaneously. Okay, so we are really just short, looking for that overall short move. Could have entered here in these areas here. we could still potentially, we wanted to get aggressive on this move, enter right around here, potentially, maybe here. We missed it. All right, we missed the entry. There we go. Sell off. Continue. Needs to follow through. Once again, orderly. Why do I say orderly? Well, you could say maybe stops were hit and that's covering. I don't care. However you want to explain it. There was buys below there. So that basically shows that there's, there's some buy activity below these lows, but it's continuing down. Okay. I wonder if there's a weekly indicator. Nope. Open. Opening range, open. What open is that for? Sub window. Open settings. I have no idea what that is. Okay. Don't know what that is. Just trying to see some of the indicators they have on here. I haven't really looked. What? Oh, we must have had a take profit on our ETH. So our ETH take profit filled. That's what that alert was. All right, well, we hit our ETH take profit. That's good. It's positive. Let's go here. What's a modified moving average? There we go. Sell off is continuing. Slippage indicator. I should look into that. Momentum. Look at that. See if it gives us any knowledge. That one dude on YouTube said knowledge. Whatever his name is. Oh, here it is, the open. Okay, that I don't want that. This momentum, I have no idea what this is telling us. Momentum. Well, I mean, it obviously is trying to measure momentum. See, every low is just getting bought up. It's still selling off. So you can look at that and say, well, I don't care if every low is getting bought up. Now we are at the daily open, near the daily open. So you would expect a reaction there, and we got a reaction at the daily open. I don't have that on this chart, but we can just look at this and see that we're close to the daily open. So we would expect, as usual, a reaction at the daily open, and we got that initial reaction. That initial reaction was pretty decent, especially on these tick charts. Now one move could cancel all that out. But the 5 is getting far enough away from the actual momentum trades where we would actually want to be long here. And here. Move that down a little bit. And I think what we'd want to do if we get picked up there is go to our position here, take our new handy thing here, put it right in the center, take profit. There. That's what we want to do. Okay, don't need that. Literally, we're waiting. I know I'm not talking, but what is there really to talk about? All right, look at that. We're getting the sell-off we want. Oh, is it not going to pick us up? It's not going to pick us up, is it? It's going to be very stubborn. It's not going to take our take profit, and it's not going to pick us up. See that? It knew I had an entry there. I mean, it wasn't exactly right on, but it knows. Market knows. As I said in the previous video, it's lizard people. The lizard people know I have an entry right there. Oh, it's going to piss me off if I don't get picked up there. Just below that low. No. We'll be patient. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Come on. Have follow through there. Oh, look at that. It likes this level. Based on that, we're going to do this and this. There we go. Just needs to do one more sell off here and then we'll get picked up. Or it finds support here. It's 11:32, so the market candles have closed. Let's see where the 1 hour is. Did have a sell off there. That would have been an okay short, I guess. It's got a momentum check in down below. Momentum is short. Mixed bag. Yes. Momentum is short. Guess we just be patient. Don't really want to go long yet. I want to go long where my entries are. Okay. This is making me wonder that I maybe should potentially no. Just needs one more move like this to shake out people. I don't know, maybe that's not what it's trying to do. Could also rip through all this stuff, and then I'm kind of... I'm reading something else too, that's why I'm quiet. So, there's literally nothing to do anyways. The annoying thing here is if it actually wants to go back up here and test it before it comes back down. That would be the annoying thing here. Because of that, I'm just going to move my stop here. Yeah. So here's a failure point, maybe another failure point, then come back down. Someone just mentioned something here, and I'm just looking at an additional indicator. Here we go. That's good, failure point. All right, now just break these lows. Maybe want to go a little bit less aggressive there. See, it does not want to break those lows again. It's trying not to. All right, so it needs to use this level. There's 2 minutes left in this candle. This candle does need to close on a red. This isn't the most exciting trading video, I understand. It just needs a rip down. What I have to look at here actually is this the good entry? "30-minute shows some challenges there. Probably should be looking at the right asset. But there we go. First reaction, 36,500. Okay. There, we're right where we want to be. All right. There we go. All right, now we just need to see follow through. It needs to break these lows here. So break these lows. Breaks these lows and then should see an upside reaction. Fade trade. There we go. Oh, look at that. See, it knows we're right there. The market. The lizard people know we're right there. It's friggin'. Look at that. Knows we're right there. It just knows it. Oh, you're going to make me enter, aren't you? Look at that. Did not get picked up. Yeah. Okay, that answered my question. All right. I took profit. I took full profit on that position, on the short. So we're out of the short now. Probably should have been a little bit more patient, as you can see. But I just wanted to take profit in case it was going to run from there. See, we're just below, just at 500. I want to get picked up just below 500. Oh, and I took half off. So we're still in the short. I don't know why I removed the take profit. That was interesting. So I took half off and I removed that take profit. So it removed the take profit from that position. No, it's not even in. It's just not accurate. Yeah, friggin' this other platform is not timing out, but it's not complete accurate. All right, that's why. Yeah, I did exit the full position. I don't know what the hell, why it still showed up in the platform. Do not want to go long yet. Just because 500 held up on one test, I want to see a test below it. That's the best entry. Although, sometimes if you wait for the best entry, you don't always get picked up, as we see here. There's literally nothing for me to talk about. I mean, I could probably talk about stuff, but there's nothing happening. I've never heard of this indicator, so I'm going to look it up. Oh. So this indicator uses Fibonacci. Okay. I mean, I don't discount Fibonacci. Well, I do. Because I don't use it. So, you know, but it does have some correlation with my trade system. There is some correlation there. Do not want to go long here. Though, you know, real close to the best entry. I should have just entered as a participation trade here. I'm being a little stubborn with basically waiting for... I got out of the short to maximize profit just because there's a probability of what's happening right now that it's going to go up from here, and maybe it might even range for a while, so might as well just get out. I don't want to enter long because I kind of missed my best entry I kind of want. So I'm just being patient. Like I said, who knows if this is, I'm going to release this video anyways. I've already recorded it, so there's no reason not to release it. But it's probably going to be like 2 hours of me just doing this, like waiting. That's trading though. It's just waiting. That's why I don't just watch the chart. I do other things. I get picked up here, I get picked up here. I don't. Well, let's go to this. I'll do what I'm doing with you here. So someone mentioned this, Camarilla. I don't think maybe I've heard of this, but I don't think I've really looked into it. Revert to its mean until it doesn't. Well, I agree with that. Use its Fibonacci numbers. I put less stock in that. This math-based price action analysis tool that generates potential intraday support and resistance levels. Someone mentioned that this is a good correlation to the RexDog system. Are set 8 levels, reasonable support and resistance, pivot points work all traders. Previous day close, previous day high, previous day low. R1 to S4. High low times 1.1 times divided by 2 to plus close. Why would it do that? Oh, I see. Okay. I get it. Okay. It's basis on the next day. Interesting. Depending on where the price opens, the tool can suggest a trade that could exploit a reversion of the mean or a breakout to the new highs or lows. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Huh. Interesting. I have to look at it. Yeah, Jesus. Being too aggressive with my entry there instead of just saying, you know what? It just missed it by a little. I should have entered. Still, I'm waiting for an overshoot of, I want an overshoot of 36.5 and then get picked up there. So I'm just being patient. Excuse me. Jesus. Well, let's do that. Since we got time here and we're just waiting, let's look at it. Carmill. Oh, you're getting a kind of a how I analyze things. There's a lot in here. For 5 and 6 levels, pivot boss. Let's do this one here. And I see the code, yep. All right. There we go. Bam. Okay. I added it. How come I don't see anything? Or is it only on the daily? We are on the daily. Yep. That works great. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's these lines here. Interesting. I'm just looking at previous levels and seeing if there's anything that sparks out as a trend. All right. It's slow, obviously, volatility here. I'm more mad that I didn't get picked up on that. I did move it down. So I got a little too aggressive on my entry. But I'm glad that we took profit down here where we maximized some of our profit on our short. Because I think that if this low holds, then there's a potential it's just going to range and maybe just continue maybe upward momentum the rest of the day. Because what held there, if we look at this, the day, well, it's below the day open now. So it is below the day open. Okay. So maybe it will come back down and retest that. This key level here, or this level here, held. So I'd like to see it tested again and then hold. And then our thesis for the weekly open is off the table. Initially. I'd like to see another test here and then a rejection. We might not even get that. So where was I looking at that thing? Okay, here we go. I'll start talking about what I'm looking at, so I'm just not looking at the chart. What I'm really just looking at are the pivots and just saying, okay, let's remove this panel. Shouldn't do it on this chart because this chart is busy. All right. Just trying to see, like, does it provide any edge at just a glance? I don't know what this red line is, but it seems to be pretty important. This red line alone, whatever this red line is, this red line alone is actually the only valuable thing I see here. I wonder what that is. Let's look at that style. Daily H3. Daily L3. So low 3, H3. And then the daily pivot is black. Let's make that white. Let's make that orange. Let's make it teal. I just wanted to be able to really stand out. Let's make it huge. Because that seems like the daily pivot would seem like an important thing, right? Okay, let's clean this up so we can further analyze this. Okay, that's not what I want to do. This is it. Get rid of that, 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 get rid of that. And that. All right. Let's turn off the RexDog system. Let's look at our chart. I know this is live trading, but you're doing some analysis with me. Okay. If it continues momentum here short and comes down and picks us up and then comes and goes from there, that's what we're looking for. But I didn't want to take that trade just because it's just not a high probability short trade. It's been tested multiple times. Okay, so let's look at the structure. That's probably better. There we go. So what do we have on here? We're using the CD Camarilla all levels. And we've turned on the daily H3, which for some reason seems like it's an more important level. we have the daily pivot, and we have the daily L3. Let's make that a different color. Let's make that orange. That's the low. Okay. Just by initially looking at it, that was where I immediately saw the true value of what was being represented here. And from looking at this, really the way you need to kind of use this is two ways, which is this level holding an intention. So if you trade the RexDog system and you're incorporating something like this, your intention shows up here. The other thing is that going back to previous day and using that can be important, because what do we see? Well, we see here this level of the previous day that was projected played a role in a reaction. And then it also played a role in a support, which makes sense because it's going off highs and lows and various other things, right? But then this day here played a area of support in support. Projecting this area out here, it's a naked area. It's a virgin area if you're using TPO. This would be a virgin high. Here's another virgin high. Wonder if these virgin highs are taken out. So I wonder if you could use these as virgin highs. Yeah. A virgin high had a reaction. I wonder if you could use virgin lows. Bet you can use a virgin low too. No, it didn't hold up there. Virgin low was broke. So there's a strategy right there. That's a virgin high. That's a virgin high. When that virgin high gets close to, it's a good fade trade. Here's another virgin high. So we have a current virgin high right now. Is that what the red is? H3, yeah. And then the orange is L3. And then the pivot. So let's look at virgin pivots. That's a virgin pivot. Right there. Interesting. Here's a virgin pivot. A real live virgin pivot. Let's look at our chart. Oh, look at that. It's toying with us. It doesn't want to pick us up. Does not want to go and retest below 500, but maybe it will. All right, whatever. Let's go back to our analysis. Hopefully this is of some intrinsic value to you of me doing this analysis. This is how I analyze indicators. I look at what does the edge, does it provide, and then how do you create a rule. I just created one rule for you already that looks like a high probability rule. What is that high probability rule? It's real simple. Well, I've identified the three most important aspects of this trading system, I think, just initially. You've got the pivot high and pivot low, L3, H3, and pivot. And then anytime you see a virgin pivot point, that's an opportunity for some reactionable trade. So what do we have here? When I say virgin, it's really taken from the TPO verbiage. This is a virgin pivot point right here, meaning it hasn't been tested when it was created. This is no longer a virgin pivot point right here. It's been tested. It's invalidated. It's not a virgin pivot point. It's been deflowered, I guess you could say. This is not a virgin pivot point anymore. It already had its reaction. This is a virgin pivot point. It has not had any test. So when the virgin pivot point gets tested, you expect a reaction, and that's what we got. This virgin pivot point got tested. We have a reaction. This was no longer a virgin pivot point because it closed above it. There probably is a rule we could design if it closed above it. There's probably a rule I could create on this. What is this big ass green thing? Oh, that's a line. Is that one of my lines? Yeah, okay. I'm like, I don't know what that big ass green thing was. Yeah, that's interesting. Since this code is available, let's look at the code. I'm looking at the code now. So here, we just do this. There might be an opportunity to incorporate the pivot point, the H3 and L3 into some aspect of the RexDog system. Might have to backtest it, do some more analysis. But there is potential promise in add alone, virgin, untested. Even then, when it's not a virgin untested pivot point, and what I'm noticing here is that, what do you see here? Bam. Rejection. 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 Close above. Intention. What is interesting, I bet this correlates with some other pivot points in this system. But the problem is the more pivot points you have, the less. Put it this way. More than 3 of these, you've got way too many things going on. With 3 of these, you should have enough trades and rules that you could trade around, especially when you add the RexDog system to it. We add this, it becomes a lot more busier. But what do we see in this area? Let's look at this. Let's break this down. I'm sorry if you're here for live trading and you're like, this is like not what I signed up for when I watched this video. Literally, you signed up for live trading, and we should have been long down here, but it's just not committing to the long side. I mean, it is actually, but we missed the trade. So what are we going to do? We could trade for a participation trade, but I'm not going to trade at a failure point. I'm not going to trade at another failure point. It's 12:02 end of hour action, so we are seeing some of that reaction. I missed the trade. You know, that's trading. You missed the entry that, you know, you're going to miss a lot of your entries if you try to do great entries. We'll see. I'm waiting for maybe a potential sell-off to come back to test that level. So I'll probably end the video here shortly because we are on. But I'll finish this because I started it. And I don't want to leave you hanging on this if you are interested in this. So what do we see when we add the RexDog system? Well, this yellow line is the RDA right here. This yellow line. Well, that aligns with this H3, high 3 pivot area. I believe it was a high 3. Reaction. Reaction. Right on the RexDog average. I mean, the RexDog average hasn't been breached there, but look, if you were just trading the RexDog average, we're on the 30-minute time frame, you're doing good. You're pretty much aligned with this level anyways, right? You're aligned with this level. You've got the daily pivot here that is probably looked at as support or resistance. And then eventually closes above this pivot point, which invalidates. I mean, once this is tested, this virgin point is invalid anyways. This is immediately invalid. This is a virgin point of control. Now this is where it gets interesting with the RexDog system. You've got a daily pivot and you've got a H3 here from the previous day, and then you've got another H3 here that is immediately invalidated, but this one's a virgin. So this one's a virgin, and you see a reaction here, right? Now, where are we at on the RexDog system? We're momentum long. We've had an algorithm switch over. We're momentum long. Now, if you apply rules, general rules to this, which is like you get a close above a virgin point of control. I'm using TPO language here. A virgin point of control like you hear. What do we have here? We have a close above a virgin point of control and a daily pivot. Well, in the RexDog system, you're already long way down here anyways. You're already long here. So you're long, you're long, you're long, you're long. But this could be another validation because you have a close above a virgin point of control, a virgin H3, a virgin pivot. Close above it, it should be used as support, quote unquote. What do we see? It's checked in here for support. But it doesn't matter. I'd say it doesn't matter because in the RexDog system, you're already long down here. You're already long. If you're not long down here, you're long right here. You're already long. So you're already long. The system tells you already to be long here. And most likely you're going to capture this move and this whole move here anyways. But adding this additional, I want to say it right, Camarilla system, which was developed by Nick Scott, a successful bond trader in 1989. There is additional rules you could apply here, especially on virgin H3s, L3s, and pivots. I haven't looked at the L3s yet. I've only focused on the H3s. The L3s provide some additional. So, yeah, I agree. So who shared that in Discord? I'll respond and say, yeah, I think there's something here. So look, I'm going to probably call it a day here on trading, or at least this. How am I going to end this session? Well, I should have probably just went long anyways once here, or maybe look for other opportunities to go long to participate in this. But we're still momentum short, so that would have been a fade trade. So we're probably at the point where if we look at the daily on this, maybe we're above the daily open. Yeah. So we are above the daily open. So if you're trading at this point in time, what are you going to do? Well, you could fade the highs and maybe a failure of the daily open. Or we're at 12:07. We've got 7 hours left in the day. We could be then saying that the daily open is going to hold, and then it's going to come and retest this upper level here. That's really our trade scenario for the rest of the day. Other than that, we just kind of trade around that thesis. That's what we do. You got some extra stuff in this video though, didn't you? So we analyzed a additional optional trading thing you could, indicator you could maybe add to the RexDog system. I'll look at this and maybe I'll even incorporate an aspect of this into the RexDog system. But the way I look at it is, will it add more confusion? Potentially. Is there opportunity for further confidence in your trading? Yeah, I think there is. I think there's a couple things here that could potentially be looked at as long as it doesn't confuse your overall trading. I wouldn't have all those other green things on there. I think these, if we add all this stuff back, I think it just like way adds to the complexity. I saw that right away. That it just adds to the, I guess you could look at it at a level. It just adds to the complexity. Although there is some like here, you could say, look here, it stopped here, it stalled here. You know, I just think that if you're trading the RexDog system, it makes it a lot harder to read the chart. There's already a lot of the RexDog system that adds to your chart. Now adding these to this there, it's very busy. You know. And then you've got to have specific rules so you don't have to think. That's my other challenge. You don't want to have a rule. You don't want to have things that make you think. Like I see this. Well, what is this level? I have no idea what this green level is here. So I got to think about a rule, or I need to have a rule that's applied to every level. That's the only challenge. So anyways, I could keep probably going on till I have no voice left. I'm going to end the video here. Let's see where we're at in the chart before we end it. Nothing's changed. Kind of in a range. All right. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hopefully there was some value in this one. Leave a comment, like below. I'd love to hear feedback. Thanks.